Now, don't hate me because I tell you the truth, even if some you've heard before and you believed it was wisdom and it wasn't. Hi there, it's Kevin Ward, the founder of Yes Masters Real Estate Success Training, helping you get more yeses and more successes in your business and in your life. And in this video, I'm gonna just get a little bit nasty because we're gonna talk about the 5 worst pieces of advice I have ever heard for real estate agents. Now, the reason that I believe that they are probably the worst advice is because there's a little bit of truth in them and because I bought them. I think that's probably the reason I consider them to be the worst piece of advice, because you buy them, they make sense, they're kind of logical, and then you get them and you do them, and then all of a sudden, one day it hit me, that's not really gonna help me. And so I just wanna break them down for you. So here we go. The first piece of advice is one that I learned early on in my real estate career, and that was if you wanna be successful in real estate and you wanna keep going forward and keep motivated, you need to start over at 0 every day. Start over at 0 every day. And I'm like, that makes absolutely no sense. Now here's how it made sense. It made sense in this, that if you act like you got a lot of business going on and we got a lot of business, you get complacent, then you gotta pretend like you got no business and start over at 0 every day. But here's what most of the time happens when you have this philosophy of I need to start over at 0 every day. What I did was I started over at 0 every day, which meant I got a new listing and the next day I pretended like I didn't have that listing and I'm starting over and I'm chasing more deals. And because of that, what happened is I quit valuing the business that I already had and the relationships that I already had, and it was always chasing the next deal because I was operating with this scarcity mentality. Now just think about this before you get upset and all of that and go like you're crazy and you don't know what you're talking about. What successful company in the world starts over at 0 every day? What business model is out there that has been massively successful that starts over at 0 every day? And the answer is none of them. Nobody starts over at 0 every day on the path to success. Does Amazon start over at 0 every day? Does Sam's Club or Costco, do they start over at 0 every day? Does Apple, does Starbucks? I mean, you look at the biggest, best, most successful corporations in the world, and they don't start over at 0 every day. I mean, think of Apple. I think Apple's a great example of this. Apple is so far the opposite of starting over at 0 every day that every time they come out with a new phone, they're not going like, well, we got to find a whole new audience of buyers. No, they know that we take the buyers that we have and we nurture them and we make them feel so special and we get them so hooked on our quality and on our innovation that when we come out with a new iPhone, that they're going to line up to buy our iPhone before we even launch it. And they just bought an iPhone 6 months ago, and they don't need a new phone, but you know what? They know that when they come out with a new product, there's going to be millions and millions and millions of loyal Apple users that when a new iPhone comes out, I don't care, I'm buying it. It's just the way it goes. If you want to build a powerful business, ditch the idea of I need to start over at 0 every day. How about this? You got to have your goals, you got to be clear, but you want to start every day focused on where's the best place for me to go to build my business. And I'm going to tell you, it's not starting over at 0. It's taking all the people, the relationships that you have and leverage those rather than starting over at 0 every day. Number 2, second worst piece of advice, and that is this, that you got to have a great marketing plan. Focus on your marketing plan to get listings. Now, here's the reason it's a worst piece of advice, is because this is what they say after they say that. You and I both know that marketing plans don't sell houses, but sellers believe that marketing plans are important, so we have to give sellers what they want, which is a fancy marketing plan. So you need to have 100 or 200 or 3,000 step marketing plan. I started out with Century 21. I had a 21-step marketing plan. I went up against somebody that had a 50-step marketing plan, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. I need a bigger marketing plan, because they said you got to have a bigger, better, badder marketing plan. And now we know, and they would tell you this, even the coaches, the trainers, the brokers, all of them said this, like you and I both know that it's not the marketing plan that sells the house. You price it right, put it on the MLS, you do the right stuff, it's gonna sell. Marketing plan is irrelevant, but that's what sellers want, so we gotta give them what they want. My friend, that is BS. That is total BS. You don't need to give sellers crap. And a marketing plan that does not matter, that's crap. You don't give them marketing plans because they want a marketing plan, because the reality is sellers don't give a crap about your crap marketing plan. They don't care about the process. They only care about the results. Now, the only reason they ask about the marketing plan is because they don't trust you. They don't believe you know what you're doing. And how do I tell from a seller's perspective? They're going like, how do I tell if an agent is good or not? I don't know, but they all seem to think that marketing plan thing is pretty important. So I'm going to ask them about that. And we've sold them a load of BS. Now, I'm totally convicted that you can get yes without the BS, and that when you can deliver great results and you can simply communicate to a seller that what I do is I get properties sold for top dollar every single time. They don't care how you do it. They only care that you're going to do it. And all the top agents that I coach, my inner circle members, their marketing plans are almost irrelevant, because simply their belief and their conviction that I get results, and they can literally say, I sell every single listing I take. And I've got agents this year that will make over $500,000 that have sold every single listing they have taken for nearly 2 years. That can be done. And when you know how to do that, sellers don't care about the marketing plan. So don't get caught up in it. Number 3, worst piece of advice, and that is you only want to talk to people who want to buy or sell today. It's kind of the now or never thing. If I'm prospecting, I don't want to talk to you. If you don't want to buy or sell today, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk. If you're not going to buy or sell today, screw you, bye-bye. I don't. And here's the reality. Very few people that you're going to talk to today want to buy or sell today. And I was actually taught, if you're talking to somebody and they won't give you an appointment after 3 conversations, throw them in the trash. That's what I was taught. Throw them in the trash. 3 conversations, 3 strikes, and they're out of here. I don't ever want to talk to them again. Wait a minute. What if they're going to buy in 6 months? Well, 1, I don't want an appointment with them today because they're not moving today. They're moving in 6 months. I don't need to list their house today. I don't need to go meet with them today. I just need to build a relationship with them for the next 6 months. So when 6 months rolls around and they're ready to move, they're calling me and going, hey, we're ready to sell. Come over and list our house. And in that relationship, I'm not competing. I'm not having to convince them that I'm dependable or trustworthy, because I built a relationship. Now, I'm going to tell you, here's the reason you got the advice. The reason you got the advice is because most real estate agents aren't consistent. They don't have systems. And the leader, the trainers and coaches know that if we try to tell you to keep those people, you're just going to have this big stack of names and people's names and phone numbers that you're never going to talk to. And the people that are going to do something today, you're never going to know about them, because they're going to be lost in that stack of, quote, leads that you never talk to. So what's the solution? Throw them away. No. The solution is go pro and create systems. And so when I train my real estate vortex, the whole concept of the real estate vortex is to create systems so that I know what to do with these people. And if they're not ready to buy or sell today, I got it, no problem. But I have a system so that I can qualify who's ready, who do I need to talk to today, who do I need to be talking to every month, and who do I not need to be talking to for 6 months. I know because I've got systems. You got no systems, then the advice, if they're not going to give you an appointment today, throw them away, is true. But if you're willing to learn how to implement systems and how to build relationships so that over the time you're positioning yourself as their go-to realtor, that you're building credibility and trust with them, that's way, way better than this idea of, I want to talk to you. If you don't want to list today, boom, you're done. Number 4, the 4th worst piece of advice I've gotten as a real estate agent is that the riches are in the niches. Now don't get mad. Don't go like, yeah, well, they are. The riches are in the niches. Now look, what are the niches in real estate? Well, there's first-time home buyers. There's the luxury market. There is distressed sales. There's short sales. There's probate. There's for sale by owners. There's expireds. There's internet marketing. There's social media marketing. There's networking. There are some different niches. I deal with retiring people, downsizing. I deal with condos. You can niche a specific market area You can niche to by referral only. Those are all niches, okay? Now, are the riches in the niches? The answer is no. Now, can you make a lot of money and find riches in the niches? Yes, you can. But is that the path to riches? And my contention is, and if you'll stay with me, I'm telling you, you'll believe this and you'll understand this, that if I'm going to make a niche, here's what I want my niche is going to be. Results. That's my niche. I've heard people that say, well, I specialize in homes that didn't sell the first time. I work with expired listings. I specialize in homes that didn't sell it the first time. Well, what about somebody who hadn't tried to sell at all and they need to sell? Can you help them? Well, yeah. Then why not specialize in that? What I specialize is when somebody needs to move, I know how to get them moved. I don't care if they're distressed. I don't care if they're luxury. I don't care if they're first-time home buyers. I don't care if they're downsizing. I don't care if they've been listed with another agent before. I don't care if they've been for sale by owner. They need to move, talk to me because I can get them the best price. I can sell their home for more money in the best amount of time with the least amount of hassle, period. I specialize in results. If you're going to niche in that I only work with motivated people that want results, and that's what I deliver. Now, I'm just saying, here's the reason why we think of niches, riches are in the niches. Probably the best example is the medical field. If you're a regular practice, a general family practice doctor, an MD, you could probably make $100,000 a year. I mean, that's what an average MD is going to probably make that. They may make more than that, but there's so much liability insurance and so forth. It's not a great way to make a living. But if they go through 8 years of medical school or however many years it is, they get that, they have a six-figure income. If they want to make more money, they go back to school and they become a specialist. They become a surgeon, and now you get a specialist. So I'm an enterologist, I'm a cardiologist, I become a neurosurgeon. And when you go back and specialize in a niche, all of a sudden a guy can go, or a gal, a doctor can go from making $100,000 a year to literally $1 million a year. They can 10x their income by focusing on one specialty and one niche, okay? In real estate, you don't need to do that because what it takes to learn how to master selling the luxury market, for example, does not take an extra 8 years of school, like become a specialist in medical school. You got to go back to school for 4 years, 8 years, 12 years to really master that. Well, you've got a much higher level of skill, but the skill set it takes to sell regular bread and butter homes compared to what it takes to sell luxury homes, maybe some different skill sets are required, some different marketing knowledge, some better skills, all of that granted, but it doesn't take 12 years to learn it. So, and once you're mastering the niche of that high-end market, it doesn't mean you can't still take care of the low-end market because a lot of those people, their parents are high-end or they're going to become high-end. So niche on results, not on a specific market. Don't get caught up in this thing. I've got to pick a niche. Now, if you have a niche, if you're already really, truly a specialist and you're really great at one thing and you love it and you're making good money at it, I'm not saying you shouldn't have a niche. But what I'm saying is don't buy into this thing that I have to have a niche if I want to be successful. And then the fifth worst piece of advice that I've ever gotten in real estate is that you have to be up with the changes because everything is changing in real estate every day. And so you have to constantly be changing. Everything is changing in real estate. You got to be constantly changing. Now, with technology, do things change in real estate? Yes, things are changing in real estate and they have changed. But they're only the fringe elements that have changed, not the basics of and the fundamentals of being a successful real estate agent. Okay? For example, internet, technology. Well, things have changed, so man, you got to stay up with technology. Look, technology is a tool, and it is a fabulous tool. I love, 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 love technology. But the basics of real estate have not changed, will not change. Here's the basics of real estate. Number one is a seller. Got a person that owns a house who wants to sell it. Have they changed? No, they haven't changed. Number two, you have a buyer. Buyer wants to buy a house. Has that changed? Nope, that hadn't changed at all. And in the middle of this is a house, a piece of real estate. Has that changed? Nope, hadn't changed. The basic fundamental dynamics of a real estate transaction, of lead generation, lead conversion, selling listings, and all of that has not changed. I have to have a seller that wants to sell, they have a house, and I got to have a buyer that wants to buy. The way buyers and sellers make decisions has not changed. The process has not changed. What has changed is how buyers find houses. They go online. Yes, that has changed, but the buyers haven't changed. Sellers, do they want internet technology to be used? They want video marketing, they want pictures, they want drone. Yes, but those are just fringe elements of mastering what it takes to buy and sell a lot of houses. Here's what you master. You master learning how to connect with people, how to lead people to decisions, how to position a property in the market where it will get lots of buyers and it will sell quickly for top dollar. You learn how to negotiate contracts to help represent your client and get them the best terms and price. And those, my friend, are skill sets that are timeless. They're skill sets that are not based on the latest fads or gimmicks or anything like that, or the latest trends. Those are things that will keep you in business and pay you for your entire career. One of the biggest challenges is that most of the advice we get has limited value. And if we got caught up in this one idea, it can take us the wrong direction. And the 5 pieces of advice that I've talked about today that I think are the worst pieces of advice I've ever heard, there's truth in each one of them. But when we go to the extreme, we end up getting caught up in a cycle that takes us down a road that doesn't lead us to the path of mastery and productivity, and that is what matters the most. Now, I'm going to just lay it down. If you want to focus on one thing that will make you rich in real estate, and that is that relationships are the key today. Is you build relationships with people. You position yourself as their go-to realtor by building that credibility so that they know you're great at what you do and that they can't forget about you because you can maintain top of mind awareness. When you master that, technology and all that kind of stuff, yeah, we pay attention. Yes, I got to stay motivated. Yes, I want to make sure I'm not wasting my time with people who aren't going to buy or sell right now. All of that has truth. But the key is that I'm building relationships with people who, when they need to buy or sell, or they know somebody needs to buy or sell, they call you. That's what matters. If you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Put your comments, your questions. If you disagree with some stuff in here, let me know. I want to hear your thoughts about it. It's a great place to have a discussion. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next video.